Hello and welcome. Charllie Botnick here with Tori Fisher of your UCCS women's basketball team. First off, Tori, how you doing?
I'm good.
You know, the season's almost halfway done. Conference season's almost halfway done. How do you feel with the team right now?
I feel good. I think everything's going pretty well. It's cool to see us finally start figuring out our offense kind of and learning to play together. It was kind of hard at the beginning, but I think we're doing really well.
And taking a look back, you know, you guys started this year, your senior year, brand new coach. Really, what was the mindset coming into this year? You know, already been to the NCAA tournament twice. What was the mindset? And really, you know, we talked about your goals, but more in depth, what was your, you know, what did you want to accomplish your senior year?
I just wanted to, I don't know, I think just play basketball. Like, I think the past couple of years have been kind of tough on the team and not a super awesome environment. And so it was just exciting to get a new coach coming in and be excited about basketball again and excited to just go out and do something with our team, because I know we all felt like we had a really good team this year and we were just hopeful to get something going.
And it seems like, you know, the excitement's back. You guys are on a 13-game winning streak at home. Really, how has this team been? You know, three freshmen coming in and then a couple of red shirts, but still the same core from last year. How is this team looking, and really what is the strength of this team this year?
I think losing Shannon and Gabby was tough, probably especially for me, because I kind of came in with them. I've played all of my years with them. Me and Gabby have been playing together since high school. But I think it's really cool to see how deep our team is and see how anyone can go in and just pick up right where the other person left off, and kind of seeing everyone learn their new roles this year. I think roles are adjusted every year and people are kind of coming into those roles, and yeah, I don't know. I think everybody's just kind of still figuring it out a little bit.
And what's your new role this year? What is your role for the season?
I don't think you kind of claim a role. I think you just kind of try to fit in where everyone needs you. I try to really help encourage everyone, and I hope that I can be a leader. I hope that I can be a positive leader for everyone, and I mean, just giving my all. Rebounding is my favorite thing to do, and I think getting better at defense is huge for me this year. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think you ever really, you don't choose your role. Your role kind of chooses you, and it kind of just always changes.
And this year, 3 seniors on this team. So you have you and then Brittany Hernandez and Jen Vigil. And just kind of looking at that 3 core leadership where, you know, Brittany's kind of leading by example, and then Jen's more of that, you know, point guard mentality. You go here, and then you're more of that, you know, let's have fun, let's get excited. So how has that helped the leadership role this year? And really, where did that come from? Where did all this good vibration and good positive energy come from?
I think I've just always been a really loud person, like my whole life, and sports really helped me channel that. Like, it's okay to be loud when you are playing basketball. Like, nobody really says anything. Like, it's not like they'll be like, yeah, you're loud, and I'm like, well, did you hear me? And they're like, yeah, I did. And then, okay, well, it's working then. Like, you're never gonna say you can't hear me. But I think there's enough negativity and enough, like, I think good players get down on themselves enough. I think if they miss a shot, they know. And like, obviously there's something to point out if something bad happens, or kind of help younger girls adjust, like just like I would hope someone else would help me adjust to play. But I think there's enough people kind of yelling in a negative way, and I think it's super refreshing to just hear someone cheering you on and like saying, hey, it's okay, and like getting people excited. So that's just kind of what I try to do, and my whole family's like that, so I think it just kind of comes naturally.
So is your goal, as soon as you walk in, is to be the loudest person in that gym for that whole time?
No, I don't consciously like hope to be loud. I really am just so loud. Like, I'm just such a loud person. Like, anyone that knows me knows that. So I mean, why not use it? Like, it makes the other team mad. It hypes all our girls up. Like, I don't know. I enjoy it. I enjoy being loud and having everyone hear me and hear what I have to say, I guess. I don't know.
And with this team this year, it seems like that chemistry has been a big factor because you only lose Shannon Kelly and Gabby Ramirez, like you said, but still a strong core coming back. How is the chemistry on the team, and really, is there any particular player that you're really close with?
I think I came in with all the girls I really came in with are gone, so those were probably the closest to me. So it's fun making new relationships this year. I mean, I live with Maria Haas, so we're super close, and I mean, I've been playing with Jen and Britt for forever. But I just think all around, I don't know, I'm just making new relationships with people. I think some of the freshmen are really fun. I love Kristen, like she's so fun. Kelly, I've always loved. I don't have someone I'm super close with. I don't know. It's cool to be in that because Gabby was always my best friend the whole 4 years she was here, so it's fun just kind of getting to know everyone like on a different level. And so yeah, I don't think I'm really super close to anyone. I think
of course, and
everyone is just
your family is a big factor. When you think of Tori Fisher, I always think of your little brother, or both your little brothers, who come to some games and you see them all over the place. But really, that family aspect, how have you brought that to UCCS, coming from such a big family?
I just think, my family's my number one thing. Like, I love them so much, and they're my biggest supporters, always have been. I don't know, I think Dad comes to games. I love when Jackson's there. The girls love Jackson, so that's really fun, and they like my older brother too. So I don't know. I mean, you'll see him at the games. You'll see him cheering. I mean, my dad is super loud, just like me, and he's always barking because I was a bulldog in high school, so he's always barked whenever something happens, so he still does that. I don't think mountain lions really bark, but that's fine. And yeah, I don't know. They're they're always there. They're my number ones. So.
And just coming from that family, and really how have they pushed you for basketball? And was your older brother or your dad the first one who really showed you basketball?
Not really. My brother played basketball for a little bit, but he's a golfer. He's a really good golfer. My dad played tennis and skied in high school. My mom was a runner, so no one really showed me basketball. I think I was just tall. So I played volleyball and basketball when I was little. I was always the tallest girl. And my dad definitely takes a different approach. He wasn't that classic, we're getting to the gym, we're shooting today, we're doing this, we're doing that, you need to do this to get better. He definitely pushed me, but I think he let me fall in love with the sport on my own and be driven on my own. And I think that's like the best thing that he could have ever done for me. I think he was huge with me in basketball, and he was just always there. And if I wanted to go shoot, he'd be there. He'd be the rebounder. He'd do that. The only thing he ever made me do was wear like those giant goggles that covered up the bottom so I could dribble better, and he'd like make me do it in our garage and go around cones sometimes. But he didn't do it very often, and I think it was cool because a lot of the people I played with and maybe continue to play with, you have those parents who kind of shove it down your throat, and he is just not one of those parents at all. He's just, I'm going to be there, I'm going to be your biggest cheerleader, I'm going to push you when I need to, but he definitely finds that balance. And I mean, that's how my whole family is. Ralph is always, my older brother, is just my biggest fan, and same with my mom, same with my stepmom. And Jackson is just so cute, and whenever I'm home, he just always wants to play basketball with me, and I'm gonna be just like you, sissy, and I'm like, okay. But I don't know, I think, they're just, I wouldn't be here without them at all. So.
And just taking a look back at your basketball career, really, when was that first moment that you kind of remember playing basketball for the first time? Or when was that moment that you were like, okay, I can take it to the next level, I can play college basketball?
Well, I remember playing basketball in 4th grade is when I was on my first team with my little school in Greeley, and I was on the bad team because I was not coordinated. I didn't do anything. I was just big, so I just ran around and tried to catch the ball. I don't know. That's probably when the rebounding started. That's the only thing I could do. I just sat there like this under the hoop. But I don't know. I think I've always wanted to play basketball in college, always. Basketball, I decided in high school was like my sport. That's what I love to do. And so I always wanted to, but I don't know. I'm kind of the person who like doesn't realize like something good is, like I do, but it's just not like, oh, like I can do this right now. Like, I don't know. I just kind of just go with it and let my love of the sport do it. Like the summer before my junior year was when I really started shooting on my own and like really putting in work outside of the sport. And so I think my junior year of high school was I started coming into my game a little bit, and that's when I realized. But I don't know. I think that's another thing going back. Like, I was never forced to shoot. I was never told, no, you need to go do this. My club coach was the first. I started playing club. I think my sophomore year was the first time I ever kind of went out, but I got hurt. But he was the first person who like made me realize that I needed to shoot on my own. Like, I don't know why I never realized that, but yeah, I don't know. That's a hard question for me.
Well, I guess going into that, a little bit about the recruiting process. How did that form? How did you find UCCS, or did they find you? And coming from Greeley, did you want to go out of state, or really what was the recruiting process like?
Well, I wanted to be a marine biologist for forever, so I knew I had to go to California or Florida for that. But nobody was really recruiting me. I didn't really get recruited very much until I played with Gabby, because she was getting recruited by UCCS and like all these other coaches, and then they saw me play and they were like, oh, okay. And that's how UCCS found me. They were watching Gabby, and I went on a visit here and I just loved it. I don't know, it just felt right. It was and like I walked into the gym and all the girls were just loud and they were like, hi, and I was like, okay, I think I could fit in here. But yeah, I got recruited by some schools in Nebraska, all that stuff, but being close to family I think was a super big priority for me. So I don't know, UCCS just fit. It was far enough away and close enough to, if I just missed him, I could go home on a weekend.
So it seemed like you and Gabby were a 1-2 combo. Wherever she went, you were going to.
Yeah, she wanted to go to a couple other schools pretty bad, but I kind of kept on her. I was like, please come to UCCS, because I committed really early, just because I liked it. I didn't see a reason to keep looking, but yeah, I just kept asking, are you going to come? Are you going to come? Are you going to come? And then she finally came, and yeah, it was really fun.
So just kind of with that relationship with Gabby and going to 2 NCAA tournaments with her, really breaking walls that UCCS basketball, especially women's basketball, haven't broken before. So how cool was that, having your best friend right by you? Yeah,
it was awesome. Gabby's the type of friend where if I was messing up, she was the first one to tell me and not be nice about it, which I really like about her. But at the same time, like sometimes I'm like, Gab, like, you gotta lay off a little bit. But she's also my biggest cheerleader, and she's so different than me, and just kind of keeps me focused and keeps me grounded, because I can be pretty goofy, and I think she really levels me out on that. And yeah, it was awesome. I mean, the people we came in with, Lauren Wolfinger definitely built the program. Her group, probably, she was the only one I knew from that before era, but she was huge for my basketball career here. I think she really showed me what a leader is and the type of person I want to be on and off the court, and so that was awesome. And all those girls in the older class, like Shannon, Sam P, all of them who were here, we wouldn't have gotten there. I was just an underclassman, like I was there for the ride. I was just excited to be there, and I think that group, it was so cool to go and do big things for everyone who's worked hard before us.
And just for UCCS, you're a senior now, so these 4 years kind of flew by quick, but really just kind of looking at the 4 years and you playing for 3 different coaches in your 4 years, can you talk a little bit about that, and really what were the differences? What did you like with one coach? What did you like from another? And really, what was the biggest change from coach to coach to coach?
Yeah, it was tough. High school, I went through 2 different coaches and had 2 different club coaches. So
Wow.
I
So
think
you were used to it.
I think I was kind of used to it. I mean, I think about if we would have had one coach, like how different of a player I would be. I don't know, but I think it's also cool to have 3 different coaches because you kind of learn different roles every year. And I think that, I mean, I feel like that would help your game. I think it would hinder it in some ways, but I mean, I think it's made me more versatile. Lynn, our newest coach, Coach Platt, he is all about playing every position and being able to be super flexible in the offense and stuff like that. He definitely gives you parameters, is that the right word? He gives you those like to work within, but I think he definitely lets you just do whatever with the team, and that's been really fun. It was really hard because being a big player, I think a lot of times coaches are just like, okay, go to the block and just stay there and post up, but it's cool to be pulled out. It's scary because you have to get used to it, but I think it's good for you. I think he teaches you how to be more of a player, and I really like that. And Nelson, his first year coming in was great because he just kind of let us play. He kind of just took our team and let us play, so that was fun. Coach Laster was my first coach, and I think he was really good for me because he was a very stern coach. He yelled a lot, but I mean, it was for good reason most of the time, but I was kind of a pansy coming in as a freshman, and he really toughened me up, I think, and I really think that was good for me. And I enjoyed Coach Laster as a coach. I think he was definitely a toughie, but I think he did well. So yeah, I don't know, all different areas with all of them.
Yeah, and then, seeing Coach Laster this year, your senior year, he's now coaching at CCU, Colorado Christian University. How was that, just meeting up with him and kind of seeing him before the game, but on a different bench?
Yeah, it was exciting. I definitely wanted to go say hi to him, and we talked a little bit, but it was weird. It was weird hearing him, like hearing that voice I listened to, just coaching the other girls, and yeah, it was an interesting moment, but it was fun. I enjoyed seeing him this year.
And you've been through a lot of close games, a lot of good games, and again, it's basketball, so there's a couple of bad games, but really, what games out of your 4 years have stuck out to you? And I mean, still an impressive, a long way to go for this season, but what has been the biggest factor, biggest game that you will always remember?
Probably the 2 saddest games would be my freshman year against CCU when they knocked us out of the tournament at home, and then last year against Fort Lewis in the semifinals. That was a really hard game for me. Biggest games would probably be that first year at the RMAC tournament going against Pueblo and CCU because they beat us in the regular season, so beating them there was awesome and it felt so good. Definitely the game this last weekend, that was a really, really fun game because, I mean, Fort Lewis left a bad taste in our mouth last year, and then being able to do that against them here was awesome. Mines this year at home was awesome because we haven't beat them here in I don't know how long. It was a while, but they are always a tough team. So yeah, I don't know, there's been a lot. The tournament games when we've won have been probably the most fun.
Yeah, and the NCAA tournament's always, I believe, in the back of the seniors' heads. Really looking at that conference, seeing because the conference is very tough.
Yeah.
Coming out of the conference, Lubbock Christian won it all last year. But just being in the tournament, how much has that meant to you? And just going to Texas for both years and making it to the Sweet 16, how big has that been for your career? And really, trying to take that team back to this year.
I mean, I'm lucky. I feel like some of the girls forget that. They forget that this is kind of the first group who's been able to go to the national tournament for years in a row, and I think that's just such a blessing. It's not given. People worked hard for that for years to help our program kind of come up, and then we get to reap the benefits of it, and so we're super lucky and blessed to do that. And I just hope that we can get back there just have to work hard. Sometimes I feel like people don't realize how hard it is to get there. So I just hope that we can pull it out and work that hard and get there again this year.
Yeah, and last year it was a little bit of a bubble watch though, just because you guys did lose to Fort Lewis, and head coach John Nelson kind of gave that speech like, okay, we'll see you next year. We'll start summer workouts, and then it was like, okay, UCCS can make it into the NCAA tournament. How everyone's kind of seen the viewing watch party and jumping up and down, excited. Just for you, what was your mindset going into the watch party and going into the NCAA tournament?
Coach Nelson kind of put it in our heads that we were done, so I don't think any of us thought we were going to get in. So I was just so excited that I just wanted to keep playing. But yeah, I don't know. Those are fun, and you never know what's going to happen. So I think it was cool to see us get ranked. Like, we weren't even last, and I think it was cool to feel kind of respected by our region and have them place us there. I don't know. It was just cool. Yeah. Yeah. I was just excited.
And then going into this season, and it always seems like UCCS always up there for the RMAC tournament, and they've gone closer and reached the semifinals, reached those places. But really, how big is the RMAC championship to this team this year?
I think we want it so bad. I know the upperclassmen do. We're always right there, and it's just taken from us. And so that's my biggest thing. I try not to dwell on it too much, but I think we want it really bad.
And having Brittany Hernandez, who is the RMAC preseason defense and offensive player of the year, and a really, like you said, a depth team this year. Every possession seems like it has a lot of players who can come in and really not lose that energy or the skill. So is this the year that you guys break it and do things that UCCS women's basketball has never done before?
I want to say yes, I want to, but you never know. It's up to the big man upstairs on that one. I think we definitely have the tools to get there. We'll have to see how it plays out. And whatever team works the hardest and wants it the most is going to end up there. I just hope that's us.
Yeah, and you kind of mentioned a little bit, but game against Fort Lewis. We're going to take this one a little step by step. For the game, how are you feeling? Did it feel like a special game going and playing Fort Lewis?
No. I had a tummy ache. I was nervous. I don't know. Fort Lewis just gives me anxiety. I didn't know what was going to happen. I was hopeful, but I think the night before with Adams, we gave up so many offensive rebounds, and that's Coach's big thing. Like, he runs us for that, so we were terrified. And going into the game, I was like, okay, you can't let anyone else get a rebound. That was kind of my mindset, and I think the rest of the game just kind of came. I don't know.
And it started out a little bit slow. You guys were down 8-1, and then picked it back up, and then it was a close one at the end. But at the end of the game, did you know what you had, and did you know that you broke history?
No.
Broke records?
I had no idea. I didn't.
So, you hear the PA, MJ Arjamandi, talking, Tori Fisher, 23 points, 23 rebounds. That's the first 20-20 game in program history. Did that hit, or when did it finally sink in that, wow, I just got 23 rebounds and 23 points?
I don't know if it ever really would sink in. I think it was just kind of, I loved seeing how excited the team was, and when the team was just so happy for me and proud of me, that's what made me feel super good. Because I owe it all to them, and I wouldn't be in those positions without the team. It's just such a team sport, and so it's cool to be recognized for stuff like that, but it's cooler to just see how excited everyone else was. I don't think I've never really sat there and been whoa, I got 23. I don't know. I think that's hard to feel like that. You don't ever, because it's not over. It's not that's the end of my season. Mm-hmm. Cool, you did that, but okay, here's next weekend.
There's still a lot to do. There's still a lot to accomplish.
Yeah, so I don't know.
So coming into that and having that game, so the rest of the season, just still on pace, and how do you keep yourself ready for the rest of the season? Because there's highs and there's lows throughout every season, and is it just not to get too high or not get too low? What is your mindset with that?
I don't know. I kind of have been adopting the idea of just keeping myself calm by saying I can do all the preparation, I can do all the hard work, I can shoot, I can work hard and practice all this stuff, but when it comes to game time, like, I think I kind of give it to God has been my new thing. And like, because I mean, I'll shoot it and all my shots could come together, but like, it's kind of up to him. Like, I can't physically make it go into the hoop. I can't dunk. I wish I could, but I don't know, I just kind of let him take over and just be relaxed. I have to be like happy and relaxed to play well. I don't play very well if I'm too hyped up or like angry or anything like that. I'm not one of those players, so I kind of just let him take over and just go try to play my game and do well for the team and kind of, yeah, that kind of thing.
So Tori, last question, then I'll let you go. I know you're always busy, but you know, it's your senior year, and you know it's coming up. But how do you want UCCS and UCCS women's basketball to remember Tori Fisher?
I don't know. That's a hard question. I hope that it's a positive memory. I hope that I can have an impact on some of the underclassmen that my seniors have had on me, and I don't know. I don't know, anything positive really, and positive hard worker is all I can hope for, but I guess they'll remember me how they remember me.
Well, that is perfect. Tori Fisher for the UCCS women's basketball team. Tori, thank you so much for joining us.
Mm-hmm.